Let's go.
What's up, guys? Leechanli17 here, and I am interviewing with my good friend, Wolf3. So, what's up, Wolf3?
Not much, and now my boyfriend is calling.
You're so funny.
No, literally, like, he just called right when I started recording.
So, what's happening?
Not much. As everybody's been seeing, I'm back to YouTube, sort of.
Yeah, we all missed you.
And if you guys don't believe me, I actually... As you see, I'm on an actual phone call with the actual Leechanli17. Oh my god, I got fucking tongue-tied.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually me, Leechanli17. That's me. So, if you want to remember it, you gotta let me know. We'll give it to you.
But yeah, as a matter of fact, here's a little fun fact. This is the first time me and him are actually talking on the phone.
Yep.
So,
So, got any questions for me?
I wonder, what made you come back to YouTube?
I know, but I kind of got bored at home just doing nothing. You know, I decided, I really miss YouTube. Let's go back and do it again, see what happens. And, everything's more better, having fun with YouTube, making videos, like 5 days a week. Sometimes I miss some days because, I'm usually busy. And, okay, that's it. You have questions?
I did not realize this was actually like an interview. It was going to be a regular podcast.
Yeah, basically what I did is a questionnaire looking interview.
The podcast is more just like, it does involve questions, but it also gives like personal views and opinions, so. So, what is your thoughts on video games?
Video games, I love it. I grew up playing video games. Started at 2 years old. I was a 2-year-old gamer. My game was good friends, so.
Oh, heck yeah! That was the actual shooter game of the, like, back in the day.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
First shooter game, man. I was pro at 2 years old.
I wonder, I'd probably beat you in it.
Oh, challenge accepted. I'll put a freaking revolver on you. I'll just shoot him while they're coming.
Well, I say that because I've even played since I was real little. So.
Yeah, so have I. I've probably been around longer because I know you're younger than I am, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably around my older brother's age.
Yeah, probably.
Because my older brother, technically right now, is 3 years older than I am.
Ah. That's good to know.
Until June, and then I hit that 21. Party hard, bitches! I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So, I got a question for you.
Huh.
What is your favorite video game?
My favorite video game, that I played on screen for YouTube or off screen, or just in general, basically.
Probably in general is there,
Honestly, the one game I've enjoyed playing, even though it was like a pain in the ass at some parts, was actually The Last Guardian.
The Last Guardian.
Yeah, but for...
I haven't played it, so I'm not gonna look that up and try to...
It's got that little fantasy bit, but to be honest, you're gonna love Trico to death. Like, my boyfriend's already got so annoyed when I was in my oh my god I love Trico phase. I still kind of go at it at times, but it's just not as hard.
Yeah, so let me see. Is there any other question I'd like to ask? Well, there's a lot actually. So what do you plan to do in the future on YouTube?
Kind of just keep to what I'm doing, just play video games, maybe do some random videos. try to do more challenges when I get more stuff together.
Yeah, I need to do more challenges too. Most recent challenge I've done was the Spicy Rum Noodle Challenge, but it was 2 times. I don't know if you saw that one or not. But man, I suffered. I was literally crying and sweating at the same time when I did the challenge.
Oh my god.
Reaction. Like after I finished that, I tried to drink the juice on the side of it, but it was covered with. Oh man.
Oh my god. I probably could have lasted.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I probably could have lasted longer than you, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not making myself. I'm not making myself sound more superior to you, but I've actually had a lot of spice in my spicy food all my life, so it didn't faze me until I actually got told by the doctor back this recent December that I have a stomach inflammation, and if I keep eating spicy food, because they thought it was all because of me having tapatio 2-3 times a day for 3-4 months.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's part of my Mexican roots. I mean, I do eat spicy foods as well.
I'm not Mexican, but I do have that Southern Cajun spice love to it. Oh my god, I'm so tempted. I'm honestly trying so hard not to say a joke that I've said multiple times.
Yeah.
Especially since you went back to that righteous way. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. And I don't know. Let me see. So yeah, challenges that I definitely need to do more often. I'm not gonna beat Buffalo again. I'm not gonna lie, I'm eating all the bad jelly beans. They're not that bad. Alright. I'd love to do it again, honestly, but the one I hate the most is actually the spoiled milk and marshmallow, the two that I definitely hate.
Honestly, I've had the spoiled milk, and I think actually having an actual taste of food mold in your mouth is worse than the spoiled milk.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe the cheese one wasn't really that bad either, because there are actually some countries actually serve moldy cheese, like France, for example. They can actually serve moldy cheese, and I don't even know how they can eat that, but cheese is cheese, you know what they say. I don't know. You got any other questions?
Let's see. Now that we're on the topic of nasty foods, what is the worst thing you've ever ate?
Worst thing I've ever eaten? Let me see. That's a good question, because I don't remember. I gotta think about this one. Could take me a long time. I've eaten pretty much everything, but I don't know which one was the worst. I gotta think about that one.
I know with another YouTuber friend, he actually ended up having a mix where it was the hot sauce, mayonnaise, mustard, orange juice,
that reminds me of a movie I saw.
tartar sauce.
Have you ever heard of the movie Jack?
I don't think so.
With Robin Williams?
It's not clicking.
No, they actually have to do a challenge for them to join the club. They have to put a lot of nasty things in the pot, and they have to eat to join the club.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It looked like in the 90s, I believe, or I can't remember. I think it was the 90s.
Rest in peace, Robin Williams.
Yeah, it was supposed to be this. It was like, I really wish he didn't.
But of course, it shows that even the ones that have it all end up being really miserable. And even though I think he had a wife and kids or something, he's still done it.
Yeah, I mean, he committed suicide because of depression, man.
Yeah.
There's no reason to commit suicide. When I'm depressed, I just think to calm me down, to help.
Yeah.
Part of that, committing suicide with all the pictures too. I'm like, man, why is he doing this to himself? And then I'm like, well, man, that's his life, Honestly,
even though he did do that, when it comes to, like, I know I'm touching a very sensitive subject in general, but for, like, the religious aspect, even though he did commit suicide, I don't think God would end up having it where he went to hell for the suicide. I think...
Actually, there's something I have to say about that. Actually, suicide that automatically puts you in hell because suicide is an unforgivable sin. That's the only unforgivable sin in the Bible. Like,
yeah,
suicide,
because you can't repent for what you did. But I imagine he ended up asking for forgiveness before, which that could probably save them. I don't know, but...
Actually, it doesn't. Sadly, it doesn't.
But I honestly just want to kind of think, even though he did do that, he's in a better place. Because he was a really great guy.
I know, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to, you know, be in heaven, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Because you're good doesn't necessarily mean you're going to heaven. Because, as I said, suicide's an unforgivable sin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I mean, I know there's going to be, like, some people that are, like, if there's religious people that follow, like, are subscribed and everything to my channel, they're going to end up agreeing with you completely and just ignore my thoughts. But then there's also some where it's going to be agreeing with my end because they kind of want to figure out the positive aspects. Like, for me, I honestly think that the worst kind of hell you could be is what is called a limbo, which is where you're stuck walking the earth for eternity.
Yeah. Right.
Because when you're in limbo, some of them tends to be what they call a broken record type of limbo.
Yeah.
They repeat over and over and over events before they pass.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Like, I just barely remembered one story that my dad had told me. I forget if it was, like, his, like, of the family or someone he knew. But somebody lived in this house, and every day there would be this dog that would come through the front and jump out the window of the house.
Like, how many feet was that? Or is it just bottom floor?
It was just like a one-story building, I imagine. But it was one of those things where it was actually a spirit, and it was in this cycle, and it turned out that the reason the dog is going in that broken record is because it's trying to save the baby. Like, there was actually a house fire years ago, and the house is built over it, but the dog is actually trying to get that baby out of the fire. And I guess the dog has the regret of not saving the baby, which is why it's stuck in that cycle.
Oh, I see.
It was like I forget the phrasing. An incomplete task or something like that.
Yeah.
They're like, it was like an incomplete life, or they died without understanding or something like that. I forget the exact wording. But that's just how it is. Like, even animals get to suffer that way. And I really hate when that happens.
I understand that. You alright?
Yeah, I'm alright. I'm actually just over here, like, hating my frickin' stuffed nose.
Oh, okay. Well, you were crying. You sounded like you were about to cry. I was like,
no.
Oh, man.
You're like, oh shit, we touched a harsh subject.
Yeah, no. Well, we can talk about something else. I mean, I don't want to get real sad or anything, you know. Go ahead, different subject. I freaked me out for a minute last night. I was like, oh no, she's crying now. I'm like, no, don't cry. I don't want you to cry. It freaked me out. I was like, oh crap, what did I do?
Well, technically, I would have walked myself into it because I brought it up, but still. And I don't know why, but that made me think, like, I don't know why, but my mind clicked back to, like, when me and you actually first spoke, and it was the freaking video with the coffee shop. Hey, maybe me and you could go, like me, you, and your boyfriend could go off for a coffee or something.
Yeah. Yeah, there's another thing that, like, I don't want to trust myself with being a woman alone that has a boyfriend. I don't trust myself with that. There's a reason for it because, I don't want them to be, like, having suspicions. And that's why I decided, you know what? If a girl's going to take me out with a boyfriend, I want her to take a boyfriend with her. Be sure that she's safe.
Yeah.
Right?
Which I completely understood and everything. I even told my boyfriend he had no issue of it, so it's just all he was wondering is where you lived. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine because, when it comes to me, man, I know when somebody's in a relationship, I'm like, I'm not going to mess with them, I try to put the relationship together, because that's why I say, would it be okay if I find your boyfriend so you can trust me? They said, yes, and enough so that I'm trying to put them together, keep them together. That's why,
I mean, he knows I actually game with like other guys, but it's just online. And then when there's actually guys over to play games, he knows that's all my objective is, just play video games. So, but when I end up around him, he notices it's actually a little bit of a different treatment. Like, when it comes to him, I'm a little bit more clingy and silly. And if me and him play video games, I get louder and more goofier than usual. I don't know why. Like, I remember me, him, and a friend of mine and his, we were playing, I think it was like the Black Ops 3. And, huh?
I haven't even played Black Ops 3, but I've been wanting to.
It's really good. But it was like a multiplayer, and every time I would die, I would shout, "Pussy fuck."
Yeah. My favorite time we used to play with Mason, we used to play Black Ops Online, and those were the good old days. He deleted his channel. I don't know why.
He actually has another one up. It's actually called Transcendence.
Oh yeah, I saw that one, but when I saw it on the channel, it wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
Channel, so.
He actually, I think it was one of those things where he took like a temporary getaway, like you did.
Yeah.
But you did it for like a religious aspect. For him, I think it was like more of a personal issue, which I'm not going to put up on camera because that's more of like between the conversations. So.
Personal life, you don't want to get involved,
I mean, I do end up getting involved, but it's just more of like I get there and I'm one to actually listen and help him through it because me and him would tend to have the same mental aspect on stuff, which I can make it easier for him to help understand himself a little bit more.
Yeah.
So.
It's been the same for him, man. If you want to things, you should tell me, man. I can help you out. Because I've helped a lot of people that's been going through a lot of pressure. They tell me, what they've been going through and stuff. I do the best I can to help them out. And if they're having a great day, this is what I help them with.
Yeah.
They're very happy. And that's the kind of people that I have in my life that go through a lot. And I help them out instead, so they don't have to suffer anymore. It must be. I love to help people. It's really fun.
Yeah, I honestly, like, when it comes to me just going ahead and helping people, it's just more of like, I guess to me, since I never really had much help growing up, I kind of want to go ahead and help those that can't seem to find somebody to get help and kind of reach out. So it's just like one of those things where I help those regardless of the fact that I've never really been helped growing up. So.
Yeah, that's what I do too. When I haven't really helped in my life, I just help the others, that need my help.
Yeah.
That's what I do. It's quite simple for me to, actually help people because they're very appreciative when they talk to me.
Yeah.
And that's why I find it more easier to talk to people that have issues and clear it up. That's what I do in life, basically.
I mean, heck, you were actually very surprised about supportive of your decision at that you were going for, regardless of whether I follow that type of belief or not. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, for me, I just feel like if I end up judging for someone on a belief, then it's just like, okay, what if someone judged me on my belief?
I'm not judgmental when it comes to different beliefs. Whatever new religion there is, I'm just like, it's fine. I don't care what religion you are. Sorry, tongue twister. The religion they are, but if you respect my religion, I respect yours.
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge you for it. What
religion
you are. I won't judge. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I can't speak today. What is going on with me? Oh, I had too much water. Yeah, I drink a lot of water. I'm sorry.
Actually, it's better for you to drink more water because I don't really drink much water. I've been kind of doing teas, juice, sodas, and a little bit of water.
Yeah, if I drink water 4 or 5 days a week, so yeah. I probably dropped some pounds already. I've been really eating very healthy, but healthy enough.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, because I think I dropped a few pounds. I hope I did, because I'm drinking this water all this week. So it could help. So, what else is there? Any questions for me? Any other questions?
I don't have anything in mind. Oh, okay. Well, what's your favorite video game character?
Favorite video game character? That's a good one, because I have a lot of favorite video game characters, and it's kind of hard for me to decide. I grew up with PlayStation.
Yeah.
Nintendo, but of course I played Nintendo first, but I mostly grew up with PlayStation as well, so that's why I own PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. I want to get a PS4, by the way, but I'm going to try to save up for that, and I'll get the job eventually very soon, so I'll be working full time for 5 to 6 days a week, and that should be set. So, my favorite video game character, honestly, in my opinion, I started off with Crash Bandicoot.
Oh my gosh, Crash.
Let's see, I've been more into Crash Bandicoot growing up, and then went on to Metal Gear Solid Snake, my favorite character, one of them. And who else is my favorite? I play a lot of fighting games, so some of those characters that was my favorite. Favorite actor, a martial arts actor. And that's how I got the username, by the way, of Leechanli17. The first Lee represents martial artist Bruce Lee. The Chan in the middle.
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan. And the other Lee is Jet Li. That's how I got the username. I started the account at 17. That's how I got the username, Leechanli17. And just letting everybody know that. With me right now, that's how I got my username, okay? I'm my 3 favorite martial artists. I'm just kidding. But it's actually true though, I got it after my 3 favorite martial artists.
Huh.
So now you know the secret behind my username.
As well as everybody else on YouTube that watches this video.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so do you want to wrap it up, or you still got more to ask, take your time,
I mean, do you have a question for me,
Oh, okay. What was your favorite video game character?
I saw that coming.
Well, your all-time favorite. I know I said mine, but you haven't said all yours.
Well, it also depends on what games. So.
Yeah, any game, pretty much. So.
But for all time, I'm for sure leaving Trico up by the top because he reminds me of this giant puppy. Seriously, if you ever watch any videos on it or play it yourself, you will agree that it reminds you of a little puppy dog. To me, it reminded me so much of my little dog, completely. The whole silly, goofy, and yet energetic aspects. Regardless of my dog being freaking 7 years old. God, you're old. He just looks at me like, really?
not that real, but I'm not that old. No, I'm kidding. I just like change my voice up a little bit just to make it fun.
Well, I still give my dog like a little kiddish kind of voice, like it was just like, what do you want, Mama? Leave me alone, Mama. Leave me alone.
I get my animals all the time. It doesn't even matter.
Come on, baby.
I love animals, so I do love animals, I really do.
Yeah.
So loving, so cuddly.
Let's see. Now for the Metal Gear series, I'd have to say Raiden.
Oh yeah, the Japanese for a thunder god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like Raiden also, Metal Gear Solid 2, the debut on Metal Gear Solid. Like, Rebel Solid Snake most of the time, I mean,
Revengeance?
I don't know if I can replace a Solid Snake, I probably still can. I just gotta turn it down a little. Yeah, I can't really do it as much, but I still practice it though. You know, try to get it right. But yeah.
Yeah.
Solid Snake has always been one of my favorites growing up, and I've been doing the voice acting thing. You know, back on my old channel, I used to only do the voiceovers. I should do that again.
Yeah, you should.
I'm definitely gonna do that. I don't know when, but I mean, eventually. You know, just download the clip of Metal Gear Solid and then just do the voice acting yourself.
I mean, like, with the Revengeance, I guess I could say I've played it like 2-3 times. And then, let's see. For voice acting, I actually could do a few different character voices.
Sounds fun.
Like, I could do Pikachu, probably not as well as I used to. I could do Stitch.
Yeah. Pikachu, my favorite Pokemon.
Here's the funny thing, when I did the Pikachu right in front of my boyfriend back when me and him first met, he was so upset with me.
Oh man, that's bad. That doesn't sound good.
Well, it wasn't one of those, like, he hated me or anything, it was just one of those things where he didn't feel too special. Because I was a bit more on point than he was.
Oh, that's why. So it was kind of like an awkward moment type of thing. I don't know.
I don't know what you would call it, but it was just one of those things where he actually just felt like he wasn't good enough on it like he was.
Yeah.
So he literally had stopped doing Pikachu because of it.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, I had to stop some voices because I can't really do them anymore like I used to. When I was 13, I did voices really good, but since I got older, I can't really do them as much. Which sucks, but it's okay.
I mean, I got like all the voices and accents I could throw in, like,
Why is it trying to do?
No, actually, that was just a random voice thing I tend to do. Like,
There's one of the top things you should never do.
well, you see, mate, I could go ahead and give you this little accent and this little show, but you have to go ahead and hear me through the entire thing.
It is terrible. There's that. Well, it is literally terrible. I'm just joking. I'll change my voice a little bit. Like, I'm just looking repetitive. I don't repeat myself sometimes.
Like, you need the good croissants and all this good wine. Just go ahead and have a beautiful night.
But anyway, yeah, well, I don't really have any other questions, but I'll think of something. I'll think of something. I don't know what, but I'll try.
Well, if you need, like, if you really need it, I can go ahead and have it where we just kind of cut it off here. You can make a list and set it for, like, the next podcast, all that. That way it's already, like, we already got some questions to ask.
I have one more question.
Okay, what is it?
Just you just hang up on me?
No, it literally hung up on itself. I was like, all I heard was, oh, I have one more question. I was like, okay, what is it? And next thing I know, it hangs up. I was just like,
Oh,
oh.
wait. Okay, we're gonna have to edit that out.
No, I'm gonna keep it.
Edit that out. No! Seriously, look, I wasn't recording. If I was recording, I would have edited that out right there. I make videos on my phone. That's the only thing I have to make videos is my phone. So, yeah, once I save up and stuff, I'll get like a better song especially because I need a new one because I haven't for almost 2 years. So I gotta get a new phone eventually. And I should buy myself a camera so I can actually make high definition videos.
I mean, I don't really have high definition, but of course I'm using like an actual laptop camera.
Okay. Okay, I gotcha. But as I was saying before, you cut me off now.
I didn't cut you off, boy.
I was kidding. This is the final question I'm going to ask you. Ready?
Yeah.
What was your favorite video of mine?
Back before you deleted it?
Well, it can be any video actually. Like, as of now, Well, which one did you like back then first?
Because the reason I say, you mean like the ones you had before you deleted? Because I haven't seen any of the newer ones.
Yeah. Right. I think I'm going to start with what's your favorite, right? Your favorite before, I quit YouTube.
Was it the shout-out thing that you're guessing?
Yeah, I'm thinking that one.
Honestly, that made me cringe because the fact that it was like my introduction video. I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, but that's the thing about, that's another thing also with yours. Like, if you want to be a YouTuber one day, this video, I'll see if you win the prize. That kind of thing. But here's the thing, you have to have a video. I mean, not necessarily, but, it would be great if I could feature you. Allow me to have a video of yours, on the YouTube one day. But, it's up to y'all. If you don't want me to, that's fine. Yeah, just say your name and then just say, go subscribe and stuff like that. So, yeah. If you want the YouTube Monday viewers, let me know. And as I said earlier, we'll get to line up for Yeah, so, what's your favorite current video of mine?
Current, like I said, I haven't seen any current ones. So.
Okay.
But for the old ones, I did end up liking some of the YouTuber Mondays. I did see one I think you did one for Jacksepticeye. You did one for Markiplier.
Yes, I did.
I
might have to do them again, though. I said on my earlier videos that I might have to redo every YouTuber Monday I did. But I did some of them. But I don't know, I'll think about it. Because I do have new people that watch me. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I could feature you again, but I already have earlier, but if you want me to again, that's fine. But,
I mean, I don't mind. It's just your choice of whether you want to or not.
Yeah, probably in the later YouTuber Mondays I will. Yeah, if I have a YouTuber Mondays, I'll probably think of the ones that I've done before. But yeah. Too bad Mason doesn't really have YouTube anymore. Actually, yeah.
He is. It's just that he's got like 2 videos on it.
Yeah, I haven't seen them. Yeah, because I remember making a YouTuber Monday on his birthday, but then I got to meet his channel. I was like, whoa! I don't know what we're not doing. Then about his birthday, too. Yeah, but, anyways, I think that's about everything I have to say, I guess. And yours, what my digits, for the first time today, I spent this. That's what's plus 3. And you want to help yourself?
He's desperate. I have to mess with you.
Yeah.
If I don't mess with you, you're gonna wonder if I care.
What?
I said if I don't mess with you, you're gonna wonder if I care.
Yeah.
Alright, everybody. That was a little podcast with Leechanli17.
That's me.
The 3 karate men name user. But if you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button. Blah. Damn you. Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and put it. I will put a link of his channel down in the description below. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe for my channel as well as his. Show a little love and support for the Asian man. I'm just kidding. He's not even Asian.
Hey, I'm Mexican too.
Yeah, so is my boyfriend.
Of course.
Hit the bell icon to get notified of the next upload that I make, just so you guys don't miss out on anything I throw your way. And without further ado, we will see you in our next podcast. Bye!